Hey, I'm Heather from the Berks Beyond, and today I wanted to talk to you about Knack Bags. Who is Knack? They were founded in 2018, so they're kind of a new company, and they're based out of Rhode Island. And their motto is one bag, one life. What does that mean? It means that they want to make one bag to cover your whole entire life, so that you're not having to have a book bag and a purse and a suitcase and all kinds of different bags. They gifted us this bag in a medium, and they gave us the sangria red and the gray. They also have a blue and a black too, if you want a different color. We really like the idea of this bag because after our trip to Europe in 2017, we realized that rolling suitcases and having really large bags were not the most practical things. It really hit us when we were trying to make a train in the middle of Europe, and we had to go down 5 flights of stairs with 2 really heavy 50-pound rolling suitcases. That was not fun when we were stressing about trying to make the train. So about then is when we made the decision that we were going to start trying to travel lighter, and specifically trying to travel with just a carry-on. Especially now, a lot of airlines like Frontier Airlines and Ryanair in Europe, they require you to just have carry-ons or it costs a lot more, and that kind of ruins the fact of having a cheap flight. We took Frontier to Canada a couple years ago, and since it was a long trip, we had to of course take a rolling bag. But we also took Frontier to Vegas last year and ended up having to pay for bags, even though I think we could have definitely packed in a much smaller suitcase and saved a lot more money on that. We obviously can't travel right now with 2020 being so crazy, so we weren't able to test it on a flight, which we hope we're able to sometime soon. But instead, we decided we'd take it on a road trip to Blowing Rock for the weekend, where we go a lot to our family cabin. So, going on the one bag, one life, obviously this bag's pretty small right now. It just looks like a normal book bag. The cool part about it is it expands. You flip it over here and flip the little rain guards down right here. And you're able to unzip this to show a suitcase. It's still pretty small right now. So what you need to do is you need to find the little hidden zippers that are down here, which will expand the whole thing. And you just tug it on up, and you've got a much bigger suitcase now. So they sent this really nifty packing cube too, which fits perfectly in here. For our trip, I was pretty used to already using our packing cubes, so I wanted to see if they were able to fit. And we were able to fit our medium, small, and extra small packing cube right in the suitcase perfectly with no problems, which was great. I was able to fit so much stuff for our long weekend trip up to Blowing Rock. It says you can fit 2 to 3 outfits, but I was able to fit a little bit more. I was able to pack hiking clothes for 4 days and clothes for 4 days. I was also able to pack an extra pair of shoes in there, all of my toiletries, my chargers, my headphones, my tablet, my laptop, all my externals, my mouse, everything I needed to travel up for the weekend. I honestly didn't have any problems fitting anything except for one thing. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little disappointed. I really wanted the medium bag because it would fit under seats for all of the airlines. But we have a 16-inch MacBook Pro. It won't fit in the laptop compartment in the back. It's unfortunately only suited for up to a 15-inch. However, we were able to find out that it'll fit just fine inside the tablet case in the front. So, if you have a 16-inch laptop and you really want the medium and you don't want the large, don't worry. You can still put that there and just switch your tablet to the back. So I was able to fit both. So Knack has 3 sizes. Like I said, we got the medium bag. The small is pretty small and more just suited for around the town kind of stuff. The medium's perfect if you're trying to travel carry-on only because it fits both in the overhead bins and under the seats, even expanded. The large, like I mentioned, will fit up to a 17-inch laptop, but it's bigger, and if it's expanded, it won't fit under airline seats. It'll only fit in the overhead bin. So make sure you pay attention when you're ordering your size and make sure you get the right one. After we got everything packed up in the bag, we loaded up the car, and now you can come along the journey to Blowing Rock with us. So one of the biggest things to know when you're talking about the one bag, one life thing is you're definitely going to have to use something like packing cubes or something else when you pack. We use packing cubes, so when we got to Blowing Rock and started to unpack, we easily just removed the packing cubes from the bag, and then we were able to convert the bag into our day bag. If you're like us and a content creator or a travel blogger or something else, you know you need some kind of bag when you're working around downtown or just traveling around. So it's great that this suitcase will just immediately convert into your day bag. We were able to then put our laptop, some of our camera gear, all of our essentials to be able to work around in the parks and everything else in downtown Blowing Rock while we were on the trip without needing another bag. Our suitcase just immediately converted into that, which was fantastic, because if you're like us, traveling light really is essential. It is great to not have to wonder where your suitcase is and your bag is and everything else and have all this clutter. It's really great just to have one bag. That was the best part of the Knack. If you're type A like me and love organization, this bag is totally for you. It has a pocket for literally everything. Plus, it actually looks really nice, so it can be perfect for business or travel or anything else without looking like you have a travel book bag on. So, to talk about some of the pockets. The first one that I loved that you probably wouldn't notice is the water bottle pocket. It's hidden over here to keep your water bottle completely hidden, which is great because then it doesn't look like a travel backpack and is perfect for work. The next one that I already mentioned was the laptop pocket, and it's all the way at the back of the bag. It's also completely padded and has a false bottom, so you don't have to worry about cracking your laptop. But make sure to note that if you've got a 16-inch MacBook Pro, you're gonna need the large bag, or you're going to need to put the laptop in the front pouch where the tablet normally goes right here. But it's also padded, so it's completely secure. We just flip-flopped and put our tablet in the back and our laptop in the front. If you've got a 13-inch or anything below a 15-inch, you're good to put it in the back. The main pocket is right here like I just showed, and it's got lots of organizational and lots of space. It's got mesh pockets to be able to see everything. It's got a key ring. It's got all kinds of extra space. This is where we put our extra shoes, our toiletries, and all of that extra stuff like hard drives and everything else that we don't want sloshing around. So it's also got a front pocket, which we really thought was cool. The zippers are hidden. So if you want to put your passport, your wallet, all kinds of stuff in here that you don't want stolen, no one can get it in it easily. They'd really have to mess with the zippers to be able to access your passport, your wallet, everything else. If you've been in some places like especially Paris and other places where there's a lot of pickpocketers and everything else, you want to know if someone's about to steal something, not be able to really quickly grab your passport or anything else. So I love that that feels really secure. It's also got a great spot that's all nice and padded and safe for your sunglasses and your cell phone. Probably gonna keep my sunglasses in there because usually my cell phone's in my pocket, but it's great if you need to put that in there too. Another great part is that you can hide the straps. So it makes no clutter, and you just pull the straps right out and it becomes a book bag. Or you can leave them tucked up and just hold it by its top little area right here. It also will fit over any suitcase. So if you are on a bigger trip and need this too, you can just slide it right on top of the rolling part of the suitcase and get through airports really quickly. I'm sure if you've been late for a flight or had a tight connection or something else, it's annoying when you're having to run with your book bag on your back with it sloshing up and down while dragging a rolling suitcase. So it's great that you can have these just together and make it much more convenient. And of course, you've got the back compartment where you can put all of your clothes and everything as a suitcase. And I'd probably leave that empty when you're using it as a day bag, just so that you can pack easy again when you're ready to go. It's also got some great other features. It's water resistant, so if you get rained on when you're out on a trip, everything's not gonna get soaked. It also has these little rain guards right here, so that obviously everything's not gonna soak your clothes either. If you're like us, you've probably gotten stuck in the rain sometime while you're traveling. It's also got YKK zippers, which are the best zippers, and it has really durable pulls. If you're like me and sometimes are an overpacker, a lot of times those break if they're made really cheaply. I know I've had a lot of packing cubes break and other things, so that's great that these aren't going to break. It's also got back padding, which might sound silly, but if you're on a trip and you've got some bulky stuff back here, you don't want things poking you in the back the entire time you're on the trip. We've definitely had some cheaper boat bags that do that, which is not fun at all. It's also stain resistant, which is great because I've had a lot of boat bags get really stained. These are darker colors, so honestly, they're probably fine, but you don't want your bag looking really trashy after a couple trips, especially if you travel a lot like we do. It's also got antimicrobial lining, this great lining right here. It's supposed to stay smelling fresh, especially in 2020. It's great if it's killing bacteria because you never know what gets on it when you travel and all of those fun things. It's also suited to hold up to 40 pounds. I don't even think I could get 40 pounds in this boat bag, but you know, if you're an overpacker, like I can be sometimes, it might be useful. It's, like we mentioned before, it's great that it's able to fit under the seats, even expanded, which is great for trips, even if you've got to shove a little bit. Definitely be careful if you get the large one. It's probably not going to fit under the seats. You're gonna have to put it in the overhead bin, but this can go in the overhead bin too when you're flying. Like we said, we really love the idea of one bag, one life. It's definitely gonna help a lot when we're able to travel again, especially on long weekend trips and trips where we don't need a lot of clothes. As you can see, it's a great looking bag and we're really excited about it. We've really enjoyed it even though we've only taken one trip so far. It's got a lot of space, a lot more than it looks like. It looks gorgeous. It feels really high quality and we're really happy with it. Like we said, we had the one disappointment with the laptop, but we were glad we were able to figure that out because I'm sure a lot of you guys, especially content creators, have 16-inch MacBook Pros that you've got to fit in here, but you also don't want to have to get the larger one to risk it not fitting as a carry-on or under the seat. We're really excited about that. We're glad that we were able to work with Knack for this, and we cannot wait to take these on more trips to show off to you guys soon.